Hey guys, welcome back to Small Talk, small conversations with huge impact. Now exclusively on Spotify, powered by Spotify for podcasters. And if you're an avid listener of the podcast, then welcome back. If you are listening to this for the first time, then I hope that you enjoy this episode. And I know for a fact that this episode will give you a lot of value. So, really excited to share with you what I want to talk about in this. And as some of you may know, again, what I'm doing is I'm on Threads, and I'm just writing out ideas and see what you guys really resonate with, and that's what are the topics that I will share about. So if you haven't followed me yet, go ahead and check it out there. And but yeah, again, thank you so much for all of your support. By the way, the podcast is now reaching top 10 again, and so if you're listening to this episode right now, I know that we haven't really gotten into the value part yet, or I haven't shared anything with you yet. But if I could ask you a favor, if you could share this episode, maybe after this episode, or maybe just right now, take a few seconds of your time, whatever you're doing, pause it, and then share it to your Instagram story, to your Threads, so that we can get to number 9 maybe tomorrow. Hopefully we get to number 9 tomorrow, because again, if we get on the charts, people would see more of these contents and they would be helped more as well. And so for this episode, I want to talk about the three major excuses that you need to throw away right now, because these 3 things are stopping you from living the life that you want. And I tell you, it's anything that you want. We are deeply ingrained into thinking that we can dream about anything, but we can't have anything that we want. I mean, it's just impossible. Like, here in our society, those who dream big are those who are the ones who are most likely to fail. That's what society is telling us. That's why we're getting told to not go after our dreams, to get a job, get a degree, get a job, like the traditional way. Get a degree, get a job, save up, retire at 60 and enjoy the rest of your life doing, I don't know what you're doing, living on a small pension, not really living the best life ever. I'm telling you right now, if you're in your 20s, okay, and I may get a lot of disagreement on this, but this is my story. This is what I'm sharing, that it's true for me, and I hope that you get to see that this is true for you as well. That if you have a dream, you gotta go get it. Like, the good life is for everyone. The good life is for anyone who wants it. But the problem is, a lot of us don't really want us to be, to get to that point. And a lot of us don't want to dream because, we're going to fail. We're going to experience a lot of this. So at the end of the day, we just make up an excuse, make up of something. And this would be our belief on why we're not going to get it. This is going to be our justification as to why we're not going to get our dreams. And so for this episode, I'm going to share with you the top 3 excuses that most people come up with, that I think that if you feel this way, if you think about these things, I suggest that you spot them. Okay, and later on, I'm going to share with you how we're going to deal with them. So let's identify them first. First excuse, okay, is people telling I am not good enough. Okay, so every single time you have a dream, you want to go get it, okay, I'm not good enough comes up. This is where you feel like, the opportunity that is laid in front of you, you can't maximize it because you're not good enough. You're not someone who is really capable of doing it, okay? And why I don't like this is because no one really becomes great, you know, starting out great. Like everyone was at a point in their lives to start something and be given that opportunity to start, and they still went on to it. But a lot of people, they don't want to use that. They don't want to maximize the opportunity, because they're thinking that what they have, who they are, is not good enough. But no matter how capable you are, even if you're, the summa cum laude, or even if you have all the accolades, all the awards and recognition, there's still a small voice that comes up and say you're not good enough for that certain dream, or that certain aspiration. And one thing that I realized when I experienced that as well is, no matter how much research I do, no matter how long I prepare for a certain thing, that stuff still comes up. That feeling of I'm not good enough to get this. And the thing is, the reason why we're talking about this is because you attract what you focus on. You attract what you put energy into. And if you put energy into I'm not good enough, then you're going to repel the opportunities where the opportunity believes that you are good enough. Okay? Like, if God shared that opportunity with you, then most probably he sees something in you. Life sees something in you. You attracted that opportunity because that's who you are. That's you operating on that higher self level. But at the same time, if you lose that, if you don't, if you change your vibration and you go into this lower vibrational state, and you become fearful, and you become doubtful, you become worried and anxious, you're going to lose that opportunity. You're going to lose that opportunity simply because you did, you felt like you are not good enough. But one thing is for sure: if it's given to you, it's given for you. It's given to you for a reason. It's not given to other people because they can't handle it, but it was given to you because you can handle it. So every opportunity that comes into your way, always think that you are good enough of that opportunity. Otherwise, that opportunity won't come. Okay, because again, you attract who you are. So that's the first one. The second excuse that most people tell you is that that it's only for the it's only for the special people, right? It's only for the smart people. Like sometimes our brains go into that default. Like if an opportunity comes, let's say, or a dream that we have comes, and we see someone living our dream, we would instantly think that they got to that point by luck, or by by a hack or something, that it's just for them because they were born in a very privileged way or anything like that. And that again is an excuse. The moment that kind of thought comes up, you got to catch yourself. And when you catch yourself thinking that, okay, it's just not about them, one thing that you cannot discount from them is they put in the work. Every successful person has put in the work because it was just not handed to them. Maybe some cards are better than others, but at the same time, remove all of those luck cards, you would understand that every single person who became successful put in the work. Even the most privileged, even the most skilled people, even the smartest people, if they're not going to put in the work, then they're not going to be able to get there. So now that we know that it's not just for everyone, we need to think that every time that thought comes up, that it's only for the lucky people. I want you to understand these things. Okay, I want you to understand this concept, and I want you to remember this. If you don't have it in experience, you make it up for skill. If you don't have enough skill, then you make it up for the hustle. You got to be able to be obsessed with the hustle. Okay, they might, come off a very lucky point, very privileged point, but that's the cards that we've been dealt. The more you complain, the less time that you're gonna actually have to put into work to get closer to your dreams or the things that you desire. So you got to stop with the pity party and stop acting like a victim and start asking yourself, well, now that we're not that lucky, what do we need to do? And the answer to that is hustle. You got to outperform a lot of people. You got to be the first one to come in and the last one to get out. I remember when I was starting in this industry, I didn't have any friends. I didn't have any connections whatsoever. And so I said to myself, if I work twice as hard as the person who's the top at this industry, then one way or another, people are going to notice me and opportunities will come. Lo and behold, that's when it happened. For example, this is like a very, very microscopic example, but maybe you can get something out of it. When I started my podcast, I looked at who's the number one at this, and I saw Joy Spring. And I looked at Joy Spring. Joyce uploads twice a week. And I said to myself, well, let me make that 3 times a week. I wanted to make sure that I do not leave anything to chance. And I put all my heart out and I put everything into my hustle. Because if that's the case, I may not be as lucky as Joyce, or maybe Joyce isn't that lucky as well, but she was really hustling, that I gotta outcompete myself. I gotta be in a position where I out hustle every single person that I know. This is where Mamba mentality comes in. This is where the obsession will really start to flourish. And let me tell you something, successful people are not interested in success. Successful people are obsessed with success. Wow. I like that. And I hope you like that as well. Successful people are not interested in success. Successful people are committed to becoming successful. So you gotta be obsessed, and you got to also see that it's not just that they're lucky. You can do it as well. You just don't want it that much yet. So change the perspective and see for the changes for yourself. So the last one that I want to share, by the way, if you're liking this, again, please share this on your Instagram and don't forget to tag me at Alec Cuenca, or share this on your Threads account. I love seeing your messages. Thank you so much. And of course, please check out my courses and my ways to support my podcast down below. And please watch my YouTube as well. I'm trying to reach 100,000 followers there. And yeah. And so the last one, okay, so we have I'm not capable, they're just lucky. The last one, and this is something that I always hear. The number one excuse that most people have when they're trying to reach their dreams is, I don't have time. If you're someone who is looking at, okay, I don't have time, yes, but I don't like the people who are yes, but, I call it yes, but people. Yes, but they always see the negative things out of everything. I hate them. Yes, but I don't have any time for it. Well, let me ask you a question. If you can't do it now, then what makes you think that as you get busier down the road, you'll have more time to make it? You'll have more time to do it. So you got to reframe what time is. I know you've been hearing this, but I still want to say this. Okay? Every single person has the same 24 hours. No, Alec, you don't know my circumstances. You're right. I don't know your circumstance. But all I know is if nothing changes, nothing changes. You gotta hate your your current situation more than you hate not having time. Because if you hate your current situation more, then you would find time. We can't create more time. Let's face it, we're all given 24 hours a day. We all need at least 6 hours of sleep. That leaves us with what? 18 hours every single day. You work for what? 8 hours, 10 hours, let's say 12 hours. You still have 6 hours to do something about it. Well, you don't know. I have a child. Yeah, okay. And so now what? Because if you truly want to change your life, then you got to be willing to make sacrifices. Because if you don't change what's happening, nothing will change. And so reframe what you think of when you say, I don't have time. Everybody has time. Now, and if I'm going to be honest, your problem is not time management. Your problem is commitment management. Maybe it's not that you just need to add more commitments in your life. Maybe it's about you letting go of commitments that are not serving you and your higher self more. And what I mean by higher self is that this version of you that reaches all of his or her desires, goals manifested, dreams made a reality. That's your higher self. So ask yourself, what do you need to let go of so that you can have time and you can make time for the things that matter, especially your dreams? Okay. Again, I mentioned that we're all just doing this so that we have an awareness around what we need to do. After that, we take responsibility. We say, hey, I'm not a victim on this. A lot of people are experiencing this way, and I just want to share it out. I'm going to use this story to help me grow. And then choice. You make a different choice from what you did before. So if before you allowed that negative belief or negative doubt that, I'm not capable enough, I'm not good enough, it's only for the special people, it's only for the gifted people, and I don't have time. If you're someone who does that, all you need to do is become aware of your patterns, of your behaviors, take responsibility for it, and make a different choice. Because we may not be able to change the past, but we can definitely change the future. And so that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Alec Cuenca. If you like this one, please go ahead and share it on Threads, on Instagram. Don't forget to tag me at Alec Cuenca. If you want to support the podcast, check out the links down below. But that's all for this episode. Thank you so much. This is Small Talk, Small Conversations with huge impact. Now exclusively on Spotify, powered by Anchor. See you guys next episode. Peace.